Bitterness criticism. Here we criticize news. We just read and criticize. And this sunset, I'm going to criticize some news from Denmark. But it's not being easy because I'm not having a good site. I have this. I found this site called the local that they came from Denmark, but I don't know if it is free. No, it's not free. I don't want to sign that. I've choose some news, some months ago. I just saw this documentary from the, I don't know how to say, the houses for old people in Denmark, and they have a lot of good health. Just a minute. And I mean, that was interesting because that was the asylum, like no, refuge shelter. That was old people shelter in Denmark, and people who are very old, and they were like dying because they are old, and that was like the best shelter for old people in the whole world. That in Denmark. But you know, it's funny because you can imagine that it's like a good environment for old people, but they were all the time it was dead people dying. So I don't think that this is a good environment. You know, you go to a shelter if you are very old and you stay there with lots of old people, and all days is someone dying. So it's like a morbid it's a morbid feeling. Pretty traditional from Denmark. You know, Denmark is like awkward movies like Lars von Trier are good movies, but they are morbid or kind of freak movies. Anyway, I guess the best thing if you are old is to die alone, not in a shelter for old people. I don't know. So I get this news from the local .dk health. What does nurse language requirement mean for communication at Danish hospitals? Look, some friend, not that old, just comment my something. We'll see here. She's from Salt Lake City, and she she shares some footages from the Salt Lake winter with a lot of ice, a lot of snow, and here we have a lot of another news. And but there are news I don't care, and there are a lot of things. We can stay here talking the whole day because we have a lot of news. Look, so cold, isn't it? I will talk to her. I will ask you if it's true that the cold is not so bad, because people said that the winter is not bad because she said that they are there in the snow. I know. I will ask her if that temperature if that weather is not bad, because people said that it's not bad because you can warm yourself, put some warm cold clothes. Look. Milu, I said to her that I'm telling her, people say that cold is not that bad. People say in Finland the cold is not bad because they get warm, but it's worse people say autumn. People say autumn is worse, and autumn and spring. That's what people say about Finland's weather during the year. People say that in Finland it's not bad because they get warm in winter, but the worst thing is autumn and spring, because they are too long. They get too much time in a mediocre weather, I guess. Anyway, so I will read this. What does Norse language? How to say so? Last too much. You know, the autumn and spring are too cold and last too much. And of course, summer in Finland is too short. So, but people say the winter is not bad. The bad is autumn and spring because it's too long. What does Norse language requirement mean for communication at Danish hospitals? And so when I saw this documentary, I thought it was great because they have a lot of money. They have a lot of money to care, to take good care from the old people there. Look, Brazil adopt a pro-Ukraine position in the UN and vote for the retrieve from the Russian troops to the troops go away. I will read this. Well, I think to be a nurse, a nurse in old people's shelter in Denmark will be great. So this woman respond me that I don't remember, but it's not that easy. So Denmark announced on Thursday it will streamline language requirements for nurses from outside the UN for outside the EU in a bid to improve hospital care. Published 23 February. This was today. So if you are a nurse and want to move to Denmark, you will have to learn Danish. Danish senior health officials presented on Thursday a new plan to cut waiting times, including relaxing a language rule for nurses recruited from non-EU countries. Danish language requirements used when recruiting nurses from outside the EU are to be relaxed as part of measures aimed at reducing hospital waiting times. The change to the requirements will mean that they will become more streamlined and unified than they are currently. The Ministry of the Interior and Health said. Language criteria for nurses from non-EU countries will thereby be brought into line with the requirements used for nurses from EU and EEA countries. I don't know what it was EEA. EEA. This is the changing area, I guess. The EEA includes EU countries and also Iceland, Liechtenstein, and Norway. There are a lot of organizations, isn't it? This means that it will not be a legal requirement for non-EU nationals to pass a Danish language test before they are employed on a probatory basis. Basic terms evaluating status in Danish. What? Didn't understand Danish. It's a tricky language too. The worst language are Danish and Dutch, I guess. Not German, but Dutch from the Netherlands. This type of probatory employment means the nurse is hired from an initial 6 months on a full-time basis. During that period, the hospital can assess the employee abilities and communication skills. It will still be ensured that health personnel have Danish language skills at their requisite level with respect to patient safety and more. The ministry in an outline of the agreement. Many of our hospitals are in a difficult situation and we need to get them back on track so patients can get treatment sooner and we ease the strain on health staff. Health Minister Sophie Lode said in a press statement. The National Organization for Patients, Danske Patienter, expresses reservations about the relaxation of language criteria. This is a good and necessary plan to set in motion some things that can help the many patients who are waiting for treatment today. Deputy Director Annette Wendell told News Higher reads so. Allowing hospitals to evaluate the language skills of staff locally could result in differences in how this is assessed, a potential factor in patient safety, she noted. Communication is, in other words, being able to understand what is being said and to express oneself. That is a core element of patient safety. So we could well be concerned here, Handel said. This is why it's important, and therefore is a follow-up, so that a breakdown in quality does not happen here, because we completely get that it is necessary to speed things up in relation to bringing in foreign doctors. We need them, she said. Patients in Denmark need to be concerned about the impact of the decision on quality of care, according to Anders Kuhnau, head of Danske Regioner, the national body which represents the national health authorities, and which signed off on the government spending plan. Well, what an awkward news, isn't it? But I told you, I explained. I have interest in go there. I'm not a nurse by any means, but look, my she said that she will be happy with a long how to say, I forgot, spring no, yeah, it's spring, yeah. But what she didn't understand me, because I will tell her that Finland spring looks like winter. People say there's no nature there. I said, what happened is that Finland spring looks like winter, and winter looks like Pluto, like the planet Pluto. And yeah, people complain about weather in Finland and Norway, but I guess it's better because they have good governments, and that's it. I will try to find another news from the local DK, but now I will never sign this. This is not a good site. It's like I will read some politics, because here we have a language topic. Well, I will read some politics and then some language. That was interesting. And they have jobs. They have jobs too, working in Denmark. Anyway, I will read one of all of any one of we I forgot the word. One of each one. Yeah, I will read one of each. Look, this is interesting. Danish climate minister says country won't build nuclear power plants. This is from Energy. The local .dk will not sign. Denmark's climate minister Lars Agard, looks like lots of Vikings, a lot of Danish people calls Lars. It's fine. Maybe it will be my Danish name, Lars Shapiro. I guess, I don't know. I like Shapiro. I found there are lots of academic people call it Shapiro in all the fields. I mean, biology, social science. Me, I don't know. I try to be art, sociologic art, something like that. Didn't work in Brazil. Denmark's climate minister Lars Agard has rejected nuclear power in Denmark as a no-go, arguing that the wind and solar generation are now so much cheaper than nuclear that the technology was off the table. Published February 10th. This was 13 days ago. The former nuclear power plant at Barsebäck near Malmö in Sweden, photographed in September 2022, Denmark's climate minister says nuclear power is a no-go for Copenhagen. Possible nuclear plants have recently been a topic of discussion in Denmark, with the Liberal Alliance Party, an opposition right-wing party, a notable voice advocating nuclear as a potential Danish power source. Climate Minister Lars Agard of the Moderate Party ruled out the option in comments to newspaper Borsen. Traditional nuclear power in Denmark is simply a no-go, Agard said. With the knowledge I have about costs and options, that is, what it will be required in terms of political discussions, authority capacity building, designation of areas, and electricity infrastructure, I perceive it as a completely off the table for Denmark, he said. I remember that Denmark has a lot of wind energy in the sea. If I am not wrong. Agard, the Minister for Climate, Energy and Critical Supplies, also said that there was no market argument for nuclear because sun and wind are cheaper. Nuclear power plants will take longer to construct than facilities for technology which Denmark already uses. A recent report from 16 scientists argued last year that nuclear power plants built in Western Europe were approximately twice as expensive as electricity from wind farms and solar cell plants. Nuclear power is too expensive and too slow. Was the conclusion of the researchers according. Oh, this is terrible, isn't it? The explosion motors. Nuclear power is too expensive and too slow. Was the conclusion of the researchers according to a report by Videnskab.dk. Oh, motorbike motherfucker. Look. Oh, I lost him. When you look at the facts where we are presenting here, it is certain that if you want to do something quickly regarding green energy conversion, nuclear power is not the answer. Aalborg University energy planner Henrik Lug told Videnskab at the time. The report also noted that overheads for wind and solar power are falling, but increasing for nuclear. Electricity from new nuclear power constructed in Western Europe is currently around twice as expensive as electricity from Danish wind power plants and solar panel facilities. Even if you assume an operating life for the nuclear power plant of 60 years. So I'm happy with because of Denmark. This is a must-go country for me to go live in there. Yeah, I will keep thinking about it. My name will be Lars something, and I have to think about a good name, a name I like, a name for famous people I like. No one. I don't remember. Lars von Trier. my name will be Lars von Trier. What's wrong, Milu? What's wrong? And English language jobs in Denmark, education and teaching, customer services, software engineering. I just quit the software engineering here in Chile because I didn't like the society here, but I will start to do some. I will start English an English teacher course. Well, this don't look like articles. Looks more like a publish. There's a lot of work for computer science, but I don't know. It didn't happen to me here in Chile. Maybe Brazil, but no, Brazil is too violent. What the local Danish language? There's news for Danish language. I hope there's. I don't understand what is this news. This look interesting. Danish for best non-native English speakers in Europe. Yeah, that's fine because English is so much easy than Denmark. Because Denmark, it's not impossible, but they have intonations like guttural intonations. Like I don't remember any word now, but imagine Lars von Trier. So you say Lars von Trier, and that's the right way to say. Oh, I can read. Look, I can't read no more. This looks like game over for me. Oh, this is the last. I can go. See, this is not a free website. I can read. Look, Danish language. I will read. I'm reading. I can. So goodbye for this site. Goodbye. We'll try to read another Another site. Look, I found more sites from Denmark. Activities. We'll see this CPH posts that they decay activities. Look, winter holiday events for the little ones. That's fine. I want to have Danish kids. Looks free till now. So far it's free. CPH post. Winter holiday. Event activities. Events for the little ones. Ben Hamilton, February 13th. 10 days ago. When on the screens. Fornebilen. This is a movie, I guess. Children ages 3 to 7 are well catered to by Bornebiffen at Cinemateket, which 5 days a week offers a steady flow to options in the late morning. Expect mostly Danish classics such as Cirkelen, along with few modern titles, come of age on the stage. There's a lot of movies. Looks like it's just movies, but this looks like I don't know, music. Some thoughts like it hot. Children jazz show. Look, it's a jazz show for children. February 4th. This was 19 days ago. Normally in the Copenhagen Jazz Festival, there are dozens of concerts specially aimed at youngers, but for winter jazz this February we could only find one, Borne Jazz. Med Sile or Pele, the duo, are the main contributors to DR Ramasian program. Rosa Fra Roland de Gade, so they know how to handle a rowdy crowd. Yeah, so we have some events for. This is interesting, isn't it? Childs like anything. You can do nothing special for them, I guess. I don't know nothing about kids. Well, this have big opportunities these winter holidays. Remember this, here we are, the summer is passing here, but there the winter is passing there. Big opportunities this winter holiday. Ben Hamilton again. Looks like this is CPH post is Ben Hamilton newspaper. At least he's the only journalist. Like Big Mac, Big Beard, Big Apple, Big Food, Big Kahuna Burger. There's a pattern here somewhere. And the same is true of wagon wheels, which grew exponentially in the US in the 19th century. Not only are they more suitable for rocky terrain, but they are much easier on the animal, dramatically reducing the required draft size. In the 1880s, they helped frontiersmen to conquer the West, and in the 1980s, they epitomized American largesse. Given how prevalent that decade is right now, from the synth pop dominating the chart to the Cold War re-emerging with the vengeance, it seems appropriate that our 2023 winter holiday supplement headliner is an 80s classic. I like it. Everything about this synth pop 80s classic I like. This in reality, this is the only type of music I like right nowadays. I thought to listen hip hop and rap, but it's not for me, I guess. Because it's too stupid for me. There are still lots of tickets available for the 3 Hot Wheels Monster Truck shows on February 11 and 12. See page 5. And if you are concerned about the environmental impact, you can always turn the whole experience into a lesson on why it's important not to burn fuels for fun. 1970s. Revised 2. The Copenhagen Light Festival, page 4. Has got that angle like it. Thanks to participation of Ørsted, the exhibits only use green energy. Really, this is just as well as this year's edition follows on the back of a concentrated effort to save energy by turning off the lights at major landmarks and in parks all over the capital region between 12 and 5 a.m. I guess. So while the 1980s are repeating this half-term holiday at Royal Arena, it's in a city where the energy conserving practices offer a constant reminder of how we had to cope with the oil crisis of the 1970s. The recreation of an exhibition originally staged at the beginning of that decade in Vienna, Giant Billiards, see page 5. Additionally remind us of how small and insignificant we are in the greater scheme of things, particularly when 3 meter wide balls are carrying towards our faces at great speed. Didn't understand this paragraph about the 70s. Like all the 70s is too much hippie people, too much craziness. Big step outdoors. If you don't want to dwell on the past, Danish Architecture Center, see page 6, is the place to be ahead of Copenhagen taking over its responsibilities as World Capital of Architecture for 2023. Perhaps combine your trip to DAC with an early evening visit to the Light Festival, as there are always a few exhibits in close proximity to BLOX. The same can be said of the Viking Ship Museum in Roskilde, see page 6. Although the Light Festival is for the first time in its history pushing its reach out of the suburbs, most notably Brøndshøj, Sundby, Vallås and Tingsberg. Otherwise, like most years, there's the normal array of indoor pursuits, from art galleries offering drawings workshop to theaters staging performances. But really, given the mild weather of late, is the perfect time to take a big step outdoors and enjoy some of the fresh air winter options in the capital for a change. Ben Hamilton. Well, I want to download this. I guess it was interesting after all he said. What is this? I will try to download. Oh, I can download. This is Winter Holiday 2023. Is a PDH. Is an archive, and I can download. Big opportunities this winter holiday. He talked too much about the Light Festival, and I think it's interesting. In fact, I have written some articles about it. And that's it. If you are right now in Copenhagen, go see the Light Festival here. Oh, can see it well. Anyway, let there be light. My oh, this is in English, yeah. The third verse of the Genesis, and no, we're not talking about the first time Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel harmonized on the stage, included the immortal line, "There will be light." I guess I will take a print screen from this, and we'll read this later. You know what I guess is interesting about video mapping? It is the messages, the political messages you can publish on the street, or you cannot publish on the street. And but not only politics, but like movies, you can create fictions in the surfaces, like theater fictions. That's what I guess is interesting, not just live spectacles, like live performances. This is I guess the more interesting thing is to make like stories from light in the buildings. I'll read this later. Anyway, but it's hard to do that because people don't have the same interest. Like no everybody like Lars von Trier, for example. So if Lars von Trier want to do something in the buildings, lots of people will complain about it, you know. So that's why I guess it's not possible. Well, I imagine the Nazists, if they want to publish some hate speech in the buildings, I will not in favor of that, you know. This is the last the last topic is history. I don't know why history. Oh look, it's a news from the Nazis and culture and the tag culture. Look. Municipality seeks to remove memorial from Danes who died fighting for Nazis. Some Danes fighted for Nazis, and municipality want to forget about or censor them. I guess it's great because the Nazis were terrible. Christian W. August 24th. This was kind of 5 months ago. Historian says the memorial stone should stay as it represents an important part of Danish history, even if it is a dark chapter. The memorial has become a hot topic in Silkeborg. Stories in the news about statues and memorials being removed seems to be quite common these days. From colonial-related memorials in the West to ex-Soviet bloc countries tearing down statues of oppressors, everyone seems to be getting in the act. including Denmark. The latest case involves Silkeborg municipality looking into removing a memorial stone dedicated to Danish soldiers who died fighting for the Nazis in World War II. World War II. The memorial is located near Konchesbro, and Johan Brosgaard, the deputy mayor of Silkeborg municipality, once it's gone. Once it's gone. I don't think our municipality should have a memorial stone for people who fought for the Germans. I don't think it's right, morally or historically. Brosgaard told TV2 News. I want to see some news in Denmark. I will find this in YouTube, TV2 News. Whitewashing history, however, not everyone is keen to remove the memorial, including amateur historian Lars Larsen. See, Lars again. Everybody's Lars there. Who contends that it offers a valuable lesson in history. Larsen doesn't support Nazism by any stretch of the imagination, but he thinks it's important for future generations to learn about history so as to not repeat it. It belongs even if it's not the part where we are most proud of. We need to be careful about removing things we don't like because we risk warping our history. I guess I am agree with him, but who knows? You can make another history, you know. I don't know. You can build a Lenin statue, or you can build a Lenin statue or Karl Marx statue. That will be nice for Denmark.